Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently chilling, and the question is, do we want to continue to chill? We've been working on our economy, and I want to check in on some of these guys up over here. So we've got this guy who's at only 10 aggressive expansion, 16, none. Let's see here. We could definitely make some expansion up in the Italian peninsula, I feel like. That said, we need admin power, and admin power is going to be a continuing, ongoing concern, right? So that's absolutely something to think about. And we've got these two armies that we would like to get up to full army size, which at this time, full army size is considered as being combat width 24. So that's 22 to 1 for now. We'll expand that backline later, but for now, this will do. Okay, let's continue forward for a little bit here. I'm thinking that we might want to grab this economic idea and then from there, think about expansion. So if we were to do that, that would be like Spoleto. That's guaranteed by Ancona. I'm not sure we care about that. They have a lot of allies, though. So that's definitely a thing. Let's continue shopping around here. So allied to rival Havacor. They're allied only with Lika, which we know is up over here and is not that big of a deal. So Urbino might actually be a good opportunity for us. So let's start building a spy network there. So that seems fine. And we're making a lot of admin power per month right now. 13 admin power per month. So that seems pretty good. How close are we to being able to get this? This will be in November. So we need to get that spy network built, and we need to get our monthly income up quite a bit. So fort maintenance is 0.5. We're currently rooting out corruption at 0.5. Okay. I would like to further recruit some infantry, but I don't feel like we're really in an economic situation to do that yet. We might be there once we get this idea. Maybe. And that would be goods produced modifier. So a production efficiency of 10% and goods produced modifier of 10% there. Land maintenance modifier reduction. Interest per annum, I don't actually care that much about. We don't have loans right now, although that might become a thing later. Let's see, that would be an additional merchant. Yearly inflation reduction is pretty good, although we do have yearly inflation reduction right now. So our yearly inflation is, you know, our inflation is going down by 0.15 per year, right? It is going down, but it's not going down by a huge amount. So that's absolutely understood. But it is trending downwards, so that seems fine. Well, we need to get our spy network up to 30 in order to actually take anything over here. I want to check in on the succession here. If we were to die at this point, we would actually be elected again. So that looks good. And we can now grab bureaucracy for that sweet, sweet 15% tax modifier. So that's going to boost our income by a decent chunk. 2.16 was our last month's balance, and this one is now 3.15. So that's about a full ducat per month. That's actually a pretty big deal. We should probably consider getting some Eastern militia built here, and I'm going to take this up to... Why didn't that work? Oh, because we wouldn't have the money for it. Right. I tried to click 5, and yeah, we wouldn't have the money for that. We'll do this. I'm going to stop them from drilling as... actually, no, I'm not going to stop them from drilling yet. So we're finishing up a workshop right now. That's a very big deal for us, of course. And that's also going to get a base production in Aqaba. So if we check in here, we were at 3.16, now 3.26. So that looks pretty good as far as that goes. So we'll continue to recruit up here for now. Our target is full army size, or full army width, I should say. We're not going to be at full army breadth for a while. That's going to take some time. So that's okay. We are, of course, continuing to watch our aggressive expansion just slowly tick on down. And we're just waiting for a little bit more money here to get this going. Of course, each one of these that we recruit is going to cost us money, right? We know that. And our force limit is, what, 96? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. So that seems okay. So we need 2 additional units of infantry up here beyond this. Okay, we lost some sailors. I don't care. So that spy network is still building, and we will get there eventually. So for the moment, this recruitment and drilling is absolutely fine. We're going to need to get an additional 20 ducats to get this up to maximum. And our treasury is actually doing fairly okay. 2.56 for right now with this number of recruitment. I'm okay with that. Ooh, 2 base tax in Damascus. That's phenomenal. Okay, so we'll bring this right on up. We can do a government reform. So what is this? This is a tier 4, and we can choose loyalty of the rabbis by 20%. That's pretty interesting, but I don't know that we really need that. Admin tech cost reduction of 10%, that's actually a pretty big deal. Yeah, I'm doing that. Admin tech cost reduction by 10% means that we can spend more admin on things like coring and ideas. That's very, very good. Triumph of the Rabbis. I don't think there is a Triumph of the Rabbis. I suppose they're at 79 influence right now. Well, that'll continue to go down, though. A lot of that is land share and the and temporary boosts. So I'm not too concerned about that. That'll be fine for the moment. But we don't want them to gain 10 influence. We basically have to reject the rabbi authority here. So that's noted. It's not ideal, for sure. We lost a stability due to that, and we need to boost this up. But what are we at right now? What's our penalty? Trade power reduction, interest per annum, yearly legitimacy. I don't care about these. The national unrest is a bit problematic. How long until the Urbanese separatists? 17.2 years. Yeah, I don't care. We'll see if we just get any positive stability events. So let's see. Influential trading family or a trader would join. We'll take the trading family. We can't really afford to hire a trader, so that's fine. We can now sell titles. We are not going to do that. And what's the status of the Holy Roman Empire right now? So they're at 43. They want our provinces. They're probably going to attack us at some point, but it would be tough for them because you have to remember, yeah, they have a lot of troops, but if I recall correctly, the way the HRE works is if you attack a constituent member of the HRE, you're basically attacking all of them externally, if I remember correctly. And so that would mean they'd be fighting all of these little guys, and that would be challenging for them to deal with. So I think for the moment we're fine. We just want to continue consolidating power within the HRE. We have a decision available. We can do a generous donation to the rabbis. That's interesting. I don't think we need to, but it's interesting that it's an option. The rabbis are no longer angry, so that looks good. 50 diplomatic power and Crete's opinion of us would go up, or lose 2 imperial authority. We don't have any imperial authority. And Crete would get aristocratic privileges, reducing its national tax modifier. We can spend some dip power. I don't mind it. So that looks good. When can we seize land again? Rabbis are sad right now, and this is going to be in 2 years. They're probably still going to be sad by the time we can seize land. So that is noted. For the time being, I do want to build up this unit here. So that's our next goal. We're going to be able to do that next month. And we're currently at 20 on our spy network. So we're going to want to stop drilling here in the next... probably once we reach about 25 or so, I think. This army is now at full width, so that looks good. We're going to want to increase its depth, of course, eventually. But for now, this will do. So do we want to protect our trade, or do we want to say competition is good for everyone? Local goods produced modifier in Aljan. Where is this? We have very little... Actually, we have pretty decent production here. It's 5 production. We don't produce all that much trade power here. Competition is good for everyone. Okay, so that looks good for now. Next, of course, we're eventually going to want to recruit here an additional seven units. I don't know if we want to do that right now. We might want to do that after this war. That's what I'm currently leaning towards anyway. So we're currently 5 years ahead of time in our tech here. I do not want to do a bar mitzvah here, but I also don't want the rabbis to lose loyalty. Man, this is expensive. There's no need to celebrate. We just can't afford it. We really, really can't afford it. So the rabbis are going to be sad again, which is, you know, definitely not ideal. However, note that their influence is down to just 59.8. So that's good. That's very, very good. So what do we got here? Local development cost and local goods produced modifier in Damascus. So Damascus's production is 5. That's pretty okay. Done. We'll get more production there. So that sounds good. For now, I want to bank up some money. Oh, we're not making money much at all. Noted. That is because of the rabbis being sad again. So that's absolutely understood. This is painful. We need them to come up over 30. And they're going to be really sad when we seize land. One owned province will revolt. I wish we knew which province would revolt, but we can't predict it, and that's probably for the best. Can't be used again until 1489, so we've got about a year and a third until then. So actually, our coffers are getting worryingly light. Do you want to give us money? We'll find out. Broken promises. Okay. I'm not terribly surprised about that one. That sounds about right. So we're definitely not doing well on the stability events. Urbino is going to be attacked by Ancana. Okay. Well, our spy network is complete. So we should have these guys stop drilling, and we should come over here and fabricate a claim. This is going to be on Terracina as the higher development province. So that looks good, and we're going to need to wait until these guys... Really? 11.22? That only costed 20? They're part of the HRE, right? They're not part of the HRE. Interesting. Okay. So that's very, very fascinating. I assumed that they were part of the HRE. I suppose we can take a look at the Imperial map mode here. A lot of Italy is not part of the HRE. That's good to know. That's very good to know. So that's fine. We're going to attack up over here very soon. And we're just banking up what cash we can, although we don't have a lot of cash on hand. We can invest in a new quality idea. Do we want to do this? We have 524 military power right now. We're 4 years away from losing our ahead of time. And the question is, how long until we get this? The answer is 6 years. But that's going to be shorter because of ahead of time bonus, right? So that's fine. I think for the moment, we should probably consider banking it instead of spending it on an idea. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Okay, so they've moved away from us. The question is, do they have a fort in one of these two provinces? Well, the answer is no, they do not. What's their capital province? Surely one of... Oh, this one's their capital. So this would have a capital fort. Okay, so we'll probably be blocked from attacking them directly up over here. But if we were to attack this, it would just be them and Lika. We could co-belligerent Lika, but that would bring in all of these people. So I don't think that's a good idea. Let's just confirm this. You guys are not needed for war. Keep drilling. Thank you. And we're going to come on in over here. Looks like we can bypass the fort here. That looks good. And kind of coat-tailed. Okay. That's noted. So we're going to fight this, and now what we need to do is we need to shift consolidate. We need to move these guys, and 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to move in right here. Hopefully, we get there before Ancona does. 10 July and 10 July. We don't have any maneuver on this general. Okay. Everyone arrives on 10 July. I have no idea who's going to control this siege. Oh, they stopped moving. Perfect. They stopped. So they're currently sieging here. And that's going to be a bit obnoxious for us. We're going to siege here. And they're going to take this over. Portugal is administering an empire. Good for you. So we're going to walk in over here. They took that, yeah. That's not surprising. They coattailed. This is not at all surprising. So what I want to do now is I want to move these guys up to Lika, but do we want to go via sea? 253, huh? They have more combat power than we do in terms of navy. So they can probably prevent us from doing a sea-based landing. So at this point, we can move up through Ancona. They're part of the empire, so all princes have to let us through in time of war. This is the Holy Roman Empire here. So they've been attacking areas over this way that are not part of the empire, and that's not terribly surprising that they're doing that. So they give access, so that's all fine. That means that all we need access through is Romagna. And they just give it to us. Beautiful. So over we head. We could call allies in. I'm not terribly concerned about that right now. And the question is, what's going to happen with this coattail? Well, I think we can't get this province because they were jerks about it. We'll see. So we're just going to pass right on through and go attack Lika. This is going to be a slow siege, and that will be fine. So we'll get that going. Genoa's opinion of us would go up by 20. We get a tax income boost of 10%. That's, I think, yeah, done. We could definitely use that. Beautiful. Where's Lika's army? If they were here, that would be problematic. Well, for now, this seems relatively okay. We'll just get these sieges done. We're at 14%. Denmark rivaled us. Okay, cool. For now, I don't want to grab this diptech. I think we're just going to continue to bank here. We can store 1169, so we can reduce the cost of this by up to 30%. And I think we should. So for now, that seems absolutely A-okay. And this siege will be over soon. Anytime now. There we go. Siege of Terracina is over. We're going to move around and have our siege force join us up here. And the real question at this point is, are these guys planning to peace out anytime soon? No, they're not going to. They're only at 22% war score. So we're probably not going to be able to do anything there. We're at 76 right now. We're going to separate peace Lika for sure. 1000% that's going to happen. So we're grouped up over here now. That looks great. And we've got our value cannon giving us much better rolls. So that looks phenomenal. We can set an agenda here. Unconditional surrender from Urbino. Not interested right now. We'll come back to that. So this can be done, but only when we're at peace. Noted. The rabbis are going to be really, really, really angry about this. Let's set an agenda, and that'll boost up their loyalty somewhat. Oh, this is good. This is really good. Build a synagogue in Zidane. So we'd gain a base tax there and 10 rabbi loyalty. Yeah. I mean, this would essentially give us a free workshop. This is good too. But I think we have to go with the rabbi setup. We have to boost their opinion. So that would be right up over here, and we would need to put this money, or put money into that. So for the moment, we're going to need to bank up additional money or get it from this war. I'd like to annex Lika. We'll see what happens with that. Our heir is Midas touched. That's a big deal. I like it. That's really, really good. So we're still 3 years ahead of time here. Eventually, the siege of Lika will end. Yeah, there's a call for peace at this point. We really want this siege to end. Went up to 7. Okay. Well, at least we have a chance of ending it per cycle now, but it's not a very good chance. Stayed at 7. Oh no, it went to 21. Okay, that's much better of a chance. 3 times is good, to be precise. So that looks good. It is now a 28% chance. Excellent. We'll get there eventually. Holding at 28. Okay. Disease outbreak, definitely not ideal. 35. Well, eventually we'll get there. There we go. Siege of Lika is now over. We can celebrate a festival, and we should do this. We'll go ahead and do that right now. These guys are going to move back to Rome. And what we're really interested in doing here is separate piecing Lika. I'd love to take this. 10.6 AE and 15 gold. Done. So we separate pieced out Lika, and they've got this castle here. I'm going to mothball that, and I'm going to mothball our castle in Venice as well. So that'll save us a little money, but I do think having those be fortressed is good. Okay, so now as far as this goes, we can take these. That'll be 35.4 AE. No one will join a faction against us, and we'll be at 100 additional gold. We can also force them to give us war reps, but I don't think they'll exist for long. They'll likely just be annexed by Ancona, but we can maybe get a month or 2 out of that. So that seems good. Done. So that territory is all under our control. We're going to need to core all of this, so we'll get that going immediately. And then I want to immediately seize land. Now, this is going to make the rabbis very angry. There's going to be a rebellion, so I want these to stop drilling. I don't know where the rebellion is going to be. So we're going to at least get a little bit here. And then we're going to seize this land and fight the rebellion. No rebellion? Wild. I absolutely thought there was going to be a rebellion there. Okay. We like it. That's good. So now what we need to do is we need to come to Zidane here, and we need to build a synagogue. There we go. That's going to give us a base tax, but more importantly, it's going to boost the opinion of the rabbis by 10%. That absolutely needs to come up. We are in a big hole with the rabbis right now. They're very angry that we didn't hold the bar mitzvah for our son. But we just couldn't afford it. So we told them no. Mercantilism, sure. So we have a rebellion building up. This is not surprising given our -2 stability, but we're in a decent spot here. I'm not too concerned about this. This will happen in 0.7 years, and yeah, this seems fine. We'll just not drill those for the time being. Not terribly concerned about it. So the rabbis are very sad. We'll get them dealt with soon enough. We're just waiting on the synagogue to finish. Okay. So everything is looking pretty decent at this point. I feel like we're in a good spot here. We do need to build up a little bit more money here. Oh, hello. I want to move this. And Kana is calling us in against Capua. So that's these guys here, right? They're our ally. And we'll accept that. Capua and Spoleto. We really can't afford to lose more rabbis. Okay, so our treasurer left our court. We could definitely get another treasurer, like this guy. And I'm going to do that. But that is painful for us financially. So I want to head up here and take Spoleto. There's also this down here in Capua. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift consolidate this. I'm going to move out the cannon and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units here. These guys are going to come up here. And then the rest of our forces are going to come down over this way. And we're going to head in here. We'll see who controls this siege. We were here first, but the battle is occurring. Who controls the siege? We do. Perfect. This is exactly ideal. So we stack wiped all of their forces. And they only have these 2 provinces. So that looks good. We're going to take these over, and we're not flipping these to our ally, for the record. So these separatists have fired. At this point, I'm going to shift consolidate this again so that we have 0 strength units. And we're going to move these guys out and these cavalry. Something like this. I'm going to leave 8 units here, and the rest of these are going to go. So this is 9. Okay, we should probably leave these 2 there. So this is only 9K. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. We'll just have to leave these guys in Rome for now. Definitely not ideal, but it'll do for the moment. I would have liked to deal with these, but we just don't have the troop count to do it and to steal these 2 provinces at the same time. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see how this ends up going. I don't know that we're going to get the provinces, because I don't think we're going to separate peace, but we're definitely not going to make Ancona very happy with this. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.